Oh, well, hello there, survivors. Welcome to the nice streets of Raccoon City. I see you survived the Spencer Mansion. I guess we gotta figure out how much it's gonna cost to survive this time. Might want to head on over to the police station to gear up. Now, I got a lot of good feedback from our previous video, how much it would cost to survive the original Resident Evil. And if you're interested in looking at that, I'm gonna link it right here. But this video is all about Resident Evil 2, baby. And some would say it's the best Resident Evil of all time. I'd say it's up there. It's up there. There's a couple other contenders. I think the remake is top tier, but without further ado, let's see how much it would cost to survive none other than Resident Evil 2. So this time around, we're going to be looking at Leon B. And the reason why I wanted to do Leon B is I didn't want to have to deal with Claire's grenade rounds. I'm not sure how I would actually calculate that. Some people did give me some good suggestions on the flamethrower rounds. So we will be calculating everything that Leon actually uses. So the flamethrower and the minigun with its weird percentages will also be added to our total tally. Also, I figured we'd get a little bit more ammunition than A and B, only because we get the Mr. X drops with B mode, as well as the only way to get the minigun ammo, you have to be on part B to unlock that. I guess that's the ultimate way of getting all the ammo, is the B scenario. Also in this run, you will see I have the hidden costumes, as through my Claire A run, I didn't pick up anything on the way to the police station, but that doesn't really hurt our Leon B calculations. Alright, now before we head on out and actually start tallying everything up, let's see what we actually did to get there. And to be honest, guys, RE2 was a complete and utter breeze compared to RE1. I had literally no deaths. I ran through both Claire A and Leon B with no save. We're only going to be tracking Leon B's ammo, and it started out pretty positive. We were just dodging and weaving zombies when this undead thought got stuck near the stairs, and I was just waiting for her to get out of my way before making my way upstairs to see that Leon is definitely going to win Coworker of the Year by just letting Elliot get eaten by some ghouls, also while shooting down the rescue helicopter that was supposed to save him and Leon, and I guess Claire. It would have been a very, very fast game. He just would have hopped on the helicopter there and it would have been over. We ended up putting the fire out once the helicopter crashed and made our way to fight the first Mr. X fight. We take him down from some bullets that we actually got from the crashed helicopter, and I'm not exactly sure how they didn't just explode along with it, but whatever. After that, we proceeded to go to the room that was obstructed by the fire from the helicopter to get the key to unlock all the doors downstairs, and I managed to do an absolutely perfect dodge from this licker that crashed through the window. After that, we head downstairs to blow Brad's brains out and splatter them all over the ground to steal the special key to get the hidden costumes. On our way to go get changed, some zombies crash through the walls, which I thought was pretty cool. We get changed, and I end up choosing the tank top and hat look because it looks sick as shit. Only to run into Sherry, and she's going to be actually the first woman in the game to run away from us. After that, Claire comes in, only for Leon to say that girl ran away from him. Leon ends up giving Claire a radio, so that way they communicate, even though Claire doesn't listen to a damn thing Leon says. Also of note in this room is our nice handgun upgrade, so that way we get the nice 3-round bursts. And I'm showing off like the nice little gangster, you know, thing that Leon does before upgrading, for those of you who have never seen that. We then used our new upgraded handgun to take out the licker that we perfectly dodged last time. It only took 3 rounds of 3 bullets, so 9 bullets altogether to take him out, which is a lot better than standing there forever trying to kill him. We then got our first butt plug in the game by putting in the 2 jewels on the side, with the chest of the statue opening up. I don't know, this statue kind of reminds me of like the stone mask from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure for whatever reason. We then began exploring downstairs in order to grab everything we need to head into the garage, when I accidentally dodged another 2 lickers for 15 rounds of handgun ammo, just so that way I have all the count of the game. Making our way to the parking garage, we finally run into Ada Wong. She ends up shooting at us thinking we're a zombie, even though we're not even wearing you know, a police uniform at this point. And this is the first time Leon gets shot. Ada explains that she's looking for her boyfriend John, And she thinks that Ben, who's locked up in the precinct, can give her some clues on where he went. We ended up going to meet Ben. Leon's kind of a total dick to Ben for whatever reason, and threatens to actually like leave him locked up, even though he doesn't know where the fucking keys are, which is really funny. Although Ben doesn't want to be saved, so he can give a shit less. Ben's a nice guy, and he just lets Leon and Ada know how to get out, which is through the kennels. How he knows this, I guess, is like he's like a reporter or something, and he just knows all this craziness. We ended up going downstairs only to shove Ada through an air vent. She actually runs into Sherry, and Sherry drops her pendant on the ground, and Ada picks it up and thinks, wow, maybe I can pawn this later. I'm going to hold on to it. That little girl's probably dying anyway. So Ada ends up giving us a key we need, but she can't meet up with us because the vent's too high. I then make our way to the weapons locker and pick up the submachine gun, and I proceed to waste, like, I don't know, 30 to 50 rounds just standing there trying to count everything. I wanted to get down to like 10% of the gun because this gun's like in a percentage count for whatever reason. And yeah, so I just needed to waste a bunch of ammo trying to figure that out for what we need. We then fight Mr. X like 3 times in a row after this, trying to get the last bug plug so we can open the door to get to the sewers. Now he does burst open through a couple walls, which I thought was really cool. I'm surprised they never did that with 3 with Nemesis, to be honest with you, because back in the day for Resident Evil 3, there was like a Game Informer magazine that showed Nemesis bursting through the walls, which he doesn't do in the games. But, you know, Mr. X already did that in 2, so maybe that's why they didn't do it. After we get everything we need to get the last butt plug, Birkin ends up murking Ben by slashing the shit out of him. Somehow Ben's still alive, and he tells you that the Chief Irons is a scumbag, pretty much, and you should go kill him for him. And then Ben dies. He bleeds out. Ada then comes in and separates from Leon again shortly after that. Leon tells her to wait. She doesn't listen. She just runs off. He gets a radio call from Claire. Claire says, hey, I'm getting out of the city. Leon asks Claire to wait, and she says no. So nobody's listening to Leon at this point. This brings us to our first fight with Birkin. And for whatever reason, Birkin brings up, like he pulls off like a lead pipe and starts like swinging it around. I don't even think he needs this. He's got like massive claws. He just killed Ben with his claws, and he like murked all the mercenaries from Hunk's squad with just his like mitts. So I don't understand why he picks up a pipe. I mean, it looks cool. It's just unnecessary, really. We ended up taking him down, and he like goof troops over the railing for whatever reason. And it's not the first. This isn't going to be the only time a monster does this in the game, which is kind of funny. After getting through the door with the butt plugs, Ada falls from the ceiling. I guess she just like dug a hole from above somehow, like a dog, and lands on her feet perfectly like a cat. I don't know, man. I think she's already infected. Leon and Ada then agree that they won't separate anymore and proceed to make our way down to the sewers. In the save room, you can actually push this locker away, revealing a hidden door. It brings you downstairs to like a little hidden area with more ammo for Leon, in case you guys didn't know that. You do need to use your lighter to light the candles on the wall in order to see anything. Shortly after that, they go down an elevator, and Ada starts running after Annette, and Leon tells her to wait, only for Leon to get shot. So this is the second time he was shot at in the game. We then take over Ada, who proceeds to go after Annette, leaving Leon there just to like bleed out on the floor. Eventually, she catches up to Annette and explains that the G-Virus is independent that Leda stole from a little girl, and Ada just ends up bitch smacking her into the poopy water below. So I don't understand how her lab coat's still white after that. Ada then goes down a ladder and just like stands there, I guess waiting for Leon to like reunite with her for whatever reason. I don't really know. We proceed to take control of Leon again, and fun fact, if you go out into the hallway where we find the mercenaries' bodies of like Hunk's fallen members, you're able to find the silver wolf coin and a small key. Take that small key, go back to the hallway where Leon got shot, and up the elevator on the opposite side, so Claire's elevator, and you'll be able to go in her secret room using the small key. Go down there, and there's some hidden ammo along with a zombie to kill. Shortly after that, we meet up with Ada again. No alligator fight. She's just standing there, a little weird. We ended up draining everything using the wolf medallion and the eagle medallion. And I did head back to search the bodies that were on the ground in the sewers to see if there was any hidden ammo. There was not. I did that all for nothing, I guess. And surprisingly, I even went back to where like the alligator was at, and it was still full of water, even though like in the extreme battle mode, they drained it. So I thought that was kind of odd. I thought it would be drained after you did that. There might have been something hidden. After that, we make our way down to the train, only to get attacked by William's hand. As soon as we're done that, though, you can go outside, use your lighter on this like flare gun to reveal a hidden weapons box key that you'll need to upgrade the Magnum. In the next hallway, if you go to the right, kill all the zombies, find a zombie on the ground, you'll be able to get the shotgun parts, and it is like a super weapon. Shortly after that, we make our way to like, I guess like the train elevator thing, and we have to call it back up. So we use the room that's like below the platform or whatever to grab the keys, that way you can bring it back up, and we fight Mr. X yet again. After that, William Birkin stabs Ada in her shoulder, I guess, and we have to fight his, I think it's like his second form or third form or whatever, I don't know, the one with 4 arms. He looks all crazy. He's got his face like right there. We end up using the minigun for the most part, and then the shotgun, and I have to say, this guy hits pretty hard. Definitely bring some extra aid if you're going to fight him and you're unsure of the battle. After taking so many shots, he just kind of gives up and jumps off the train. After which, the train gets stuck, like, I don't know, mid-going down, so Leon's got to go fix it, and then as soon as he leaves that area, the platform ends up going back down. After like turning the power back on to the doorway or whatever, Leon ends up finding the train again, and Ada's nowhere to be found. Now we make our way to the room with the flamethrower. Now if you go to the computer on the side of that, you'll be able to turn on the anti-BOW gas. Now if you do this in part A, it's going to make the enemy stronger for part B. So I suggest just doing it on part B, and you'll have a better time. I think like they take less hits or something, and they're a little bit less aggressive, the enemies. After that, we make our way down to the Moth section, the Moth mini-boss fight, I guess. Kill that, register our fingerprints. Now, if you don't know, in Claire A, you could register your fingerprint with the word guest to unlock a hidden door. In order to get the hidden clip for the Mac 11, you'll need to register both fingerprints in A and B. So we register our fingerprints, then we head on over to the room on the opposite end of where the Moth battle is in order to get the Magnum upgrade, and you know, now we have like the best weapon in the game. We then proceed our way down to the hidden room with the Resident Evil 1.5 music. Now I didn't know there was going to be 3 lickers in here. I thought there was only like 1 or 2. So we ended up getting bombarded, and I had to heal a lot. But we got the extra magazine for the machine gun, and all is good. After that, we got the control room key and proceed to head down there when we're shot at again by Annette for the 3rd time in the game. She proceeds to tell you you're an idiot and that Ada's a spy. And is about to kill you when Mr. X comes and spooks her, and she just leaves you to fight him again. We take out Mr. X and proceed to the control room, I guess to turn on the power for something, I don't really know. When Mr. X comes in the room again after us, only to be shot at by Ada this time with her handgun. This takes his attention off Leon, and he's about to murk Ada. He picks her up like a rag doll, and Ada's able to shoot him in the face, I guess blinding him or something. I don't know, there's blood everywhere. And he just like tosses her to the side like a rag doll into like, I don't know, this electrical panel. So now there's electric going all over the place. Now this guy just falls over the railing like Birkin before. Another goof from a monster, right into a pit of lava, I might add. And Ada's dying, and she explains to Leon that she loves him I guess for like the 10 minutes that she hung out with him before running away every time. She caught feelings. They have a nice kiss before the self-destruct sequence turns on, I guess, and the lab is going to explode. So there's no time for crying. Leon's got to get out of there. As we exit, we find out that Mr. X is still alive and mutated into his super form as we see a claw rise from the lava. Leon then gets a call from Claire asking if he can go pick up Sherry from the security office and bring her to the train platform. Leon grabs Sherry, no problem. I think it would have been really funny if Sherry just had like the G1 mutation. The G baby just like burst out like right in front of his arms. That would have been traumatic, wouldn't it? But she doesn't, and they end up going to the train where conveniently there's no zombies to be found. Only for later for zombies to spawn there for whatever reason. I guess it's just whatever. At this point, we get our electrical plugs, plug them in, and Super Tyrant comes out of nowhere while he's on fire, so we have to kill him.
Now, this guy only took 3 Magnum shots. That was it. And before Ada drops the rocket launcher, the rocket launcher has 2 shots. So I use one of them on the Tyrant here. Making our way down to the train, we get it started and get it moving. Where we meet up with Claire, she just makes it. We think it's game over when all of a sudden we're bombarded by something else. It ends up being Birkin, so I use 1 rocket launcher on him and the rest Magnum rounds until he's like a puddle. And yeah, he's dead until he's not. He's back up again after that. And the train's now going to self-destruct, so we have to hit the E-brake before, you know, we go up in flames, all while this monster is trying to eat up the rest of the train and get to us. They end up hitting the E-brake and getting out of there and blowing up Birkin just in the nick of time. And with that said, that concluded my run of Resident Evil 2. Ultimately, it was a pretty smooth ride with only a couple hiccups here and there with some liquors. We got an A ranking. It only took us 2 hours and 56 minutes. So we had no saves. And the 2 hours and 56 minutes was me even going back and kind of looking for hidden stuff too. So I think we did really well.
In the game, Leon starts off with his personal handgun, the H&K VP70, a German handgun chambered in 9mm parabellum rounds. And in the game, it has a capacity of 18 shots, with its double-stacked magazine. In the game, we found a total of 482 9mm rounds. Now, I will have to say that is also including Ada's Boeing HP and ammo. Her HP starts with 13 rounds in the chamber and another 45 rounds in her inventory every time we take it over. And we do take her over twice. I'm going to average out the price of bullets by saying we collected boxes of rounds and not buying in bulk, which would put us at 25 cents a round. This would mean total spent per bullet today would be about $120.50. Back in 1998, the average price was 14 cents a round, making the total $67.48. But when we factor in inflation, that brings us back up to $134.18. So Leon's H&K is not a common gun. It is actually an extremely rare variant with only 3,500 ever made. The VP70M, more specifically, is compatible with the stock attachment that's found in the game, which allows for 3-round bursts. The last known one sold for over $22,000. One is currently listed online for you wealthy viewers out there for about $100,000 if you want to go pick one up. And I gotta ask, where's a rookie cop getting this kind of money? Like, who is this guy? Now, putting politics aside, this would be like if Barron Trump told Daddy, hey, I want to be an officer of the law, and Daddy bought him a collector's item to serve with. That said, you could buy the base model for about $1,000. However, that won't give you the ability to have 3-round bursts like in the game. The stock also doubles as a holster, which I thought was pretty cool. So we gotta go with what the game actually gave us, and I'm gonna say on average it would be about $35,000 for this gun alone, for Leon's bougie ass. The Porsche Cheyenne Turbo GT is making a whole lot more sense now. Ava's handgun is a lot more reasonable, with an average cost about $1,000. In 1998, it was worth about $500, and with inflation, it's about $994.24 today. That said, the total cost of handguns and ammunition in this run would cost us about a total of $36,125.50, and that's in like we're like low balling it. It's low range. So we're already blew out RE1 in terms of spending. The shotgun in this game starts off very illegally. It's a sawed-off shotgun with no stock. And then you eventually upgrade the stock. It is in fact the Remington M1100P, and I'm assuming the fully upgraded version of this shotgun's about $800. In 1998, it's worth about $500, but with inflation, that brings us to $994.24. In our run, we found 124 shells with an average price about 60 cents per round, bring us a total of $47.40. 98 was about 30 cents a round, totaling $37.20. But with inflation, it brings us back up to $47. The total cost of the shotgun in today's dollars would be $874.40. The Magnum in this game is pretty much a Desert Eagle, which you can get for about $1,800. And then when you add a 10-inch barrel, you're going to add another $800 to your total cost. Total cost for the gun and the barrel would be $2,600. In 1998, you could get the kit altogether for about $1,800. In a run, we found a total of 88 Magnum rounds. On average, these cost about $1.90 per round, totaling $167.20. In 1998, the average price was $1.75, so totaling $154. But factoring inflation, that's going to bring it up to $306. Total cost for the Magnum today would be $2,767.20. So the flamethrower doesn't actually exist as in the game. It's listed as a umbrella chemical flamethrower. So I'm just going to be using the Boring Company's, not a flamethrower, and add that to our total cost. And on average, that thing is going for about $1,000, and a tank of I guess fuel for it is about $6. So total cost of flamethrower is $1,006. The only real uses for it in the game are to kill the Ivies, and you could also use it to stun lock Birkin if you have an A run. If not, you know, just the Ivies for B, really. All right, now we're getting on to the big boys. The Mac 11 is surprisingly cheaper than the starting pistol of the game, so that's crazy. On average, if you were to buy the full version with a tax stamp and background check, it costs you about 10 grand. According to the Resident Evil wiki, it says it's chambered in 9mm. However, I think they made a mistake, and I think it's chambered in 38. In a run, we found 600 rounds between two magazines, which is impossible, but whatever. Totaling $480 for the ammo. Because there's no such thing as a 300 capacity magazine, I'm just gonna say $200 in magazine costs, bringing the total price to $10,680. Last but not least, we have our rocket launcher, and it has 2 rounds instead of 1. Both were actually used in game, one for the Tyrant and then one for William Birkin's final form. The rocket launcher is most likely a live FIM-92 Stinger. Total cost of the rocket launcher with the rockets estimated going to be about $12,500. Your knife added $50 to the grand total. Okay, because we had so many wacky and costly weapons this time around, I'm only retallying the estimated cost in today's time. The fact that the most expensive weapon in the entire game is a starting pistol is kind of nuts. The grand total to survive Resident Evil 2 is $64,003.10. Talk about an expensive hobby. Who knew zombie killing cost so much? Well, if you enjoyed this breakdown, guys, be sure to whack that like button. Subscribe for more survival cost videos, or, you know, whatever the hell I'm throwing out. Possibly RE3 or Code Veronica next, I'm not sure. Drop in the comments, what RE2 weapon do you want the most? I wouldn't mind that 3-round burst handgun. That's pretty cool. Too bad it's like $100,000. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you guys on the next one.